Hey, this is Jenny, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so listen, I got a treat for you today. The unfortunate part about it is so massive that I got to probably break it down into maybe two parts, maybe three max, but I want each video to be short, concise, and to the point. If this is your first time to this channel, please go ahead and like, subscribe. You never know what kind of hacks I'm going to come up with, what kind of detailed level explanations I'll be able to help you with your tech stack. All right, so listen, I have Streann Studios on deck. This is a full meatball sandwich. This video is sponsored by Appsumo. They came to me and says, "Hey, Jenny, you are a compassionate person about this particular product, so we want you to do a video on it." I says, "You know what? Hey, I have no problems with it." Sorry, so here we go. Let me break it down to you. So there is three major parts, and maybe I'll do a video on each part and kind of how each part separates and connects the other part. So the first part is streaming. I'm going to break that down. That's the least expensive part, which that's the part that I kind of got on. And then I started adding all the other parts as well. So you have the streaming, then you have the pay-per-view and memberships, right? So streaming, pay-per-view, memberships, then you have the apps. All right, so we're going to break into all of that. Fortunately for you, I have every single piece and every component when it comes to this. This is a serious platform. The company is coming from enterprise, coming down to the small business market, trying to empower us as the creators. I think they have a good product. Let's take a look. Let's break this down. This is massive. All right, stay tuned. All right, let's get into it. All right, so let's get into this puppy here. Streann Studio here. They're back. I want to say this is their third time, maybe fourth time. Yeah, I think this is probably their fourth time. I'm not really sure on the exact times. I know they've been here at least two times prior, right? So I'm saying this is their third or maybe fourth. I don't know. Maybe the founder or some of the team can correct me on that. But so you see here, it's alternatives to Kajabi and StreamYard. Well, it does become an alternative to Kajabi once you move up into the higher tiers. But at a minimum, it's a competitor to StreamYard because that's what they started out as. They said, hey, we're Streann Studios. What I like about this particular company is they're expanding. They're trying to make sure that they don't miss any money, right? So when they first came, right, they came and they were like, hey, $69, you can get a streaming or a competitor to StreamYard where you can stream, right? And so you can have at least 5 guests on at a time, right? And then you also get unlimited streaming to social media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, RTMP, and HLS, right? So, and then you get no watermarks. So to me, if nothing else, you buy this just as a streaming tool and you can stream in portrait mode. So if you just wanted to stream to like TikTok mode or short mode, you can actually do that, and video sharing and video clips. So if not, let's call this what it is. It is a streaming platform that has added components for you to start seeing your money back. So I don't have a problem with this. And again, it's $69. This is what you're getting when you buy this at $69. As a matter of fact, I would go on to say that you stay in the streaming platform. Then it starts to get interesting because what happens is now you can create your own channel. You can monetize my channel with membership and tips. So meaning that now I can just stream and have my own channel. I can still stream to these platforms, right? And this is what you need to start understanding. As a minimum, tier 2 should be a play for you in this particular setup because you're already streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But then you say, hey, you know what? I want my own channel. I want to charge people membership to my channel and some of the videos that I do. And I also want to be able to collect tips. This is totally different than being on YouTube where they get a cut of everything. Here, you're getting your cut, you're making your money, right? But then you have pay-per-view events, right? So this is where it gets interesting. I'm saying tier 2 gets really, really interesting. And like I said, this is the second level to this, right? But if you want to go to another level, right, then you go and say, you know what? I now want my own custom domain, right? And I want my own HLSN. And I think HLSN is a technology developed by, I think, Apple. And that's where you can have another direct feed. So the founder's going to be on later today. He'll probably be able to answer that in more detail or have one of his technical teams answer that. I'm not really sure, but I think that's some type of an additional feed that you can have. So that's what you pick up with the tier 3. So when you pick up the tier 3, so the tier 3 is kind of a spot. You're either going to go tier 2 or you're going to go tier 4, right? You're going to go, listen, you're going to go either tier 2 or tier 4 because tier 3, really they're only adding a custom domain. If you're going to go as far as getting a tier 2 and you want the custom domain, then you want to go to at least a tier 4 as a minimum for this particular tool to get the maximum out of it. There's a lot of tools doing streaming, right? So it's not why you're really buying this tool for streaming, right? We have other tools that do that. What you're buying this tool for is the opportunity to start seeing some of your money come back to you. With your audience. Now, so let's talk about it here because tier 4 goes and tier 4 says, hey, we're going to give you a custom domain. You're going to get to HLSN and you're going to be able to schedule future events and you get the YouTube iframe. And what that basically means is you could take some of your already YouTube videos and you can actually paste those in to your channel. So you can take your YouTube that you've already created. You say you created, I don't know, 5, 6 special videos that you only want members to have. You can take them off of YouTube or just have them on YouTube, but then pull them down into YouTube, pull them down into an iframe here in your membership. So that's what you're getting here. So to me, tier 4 is the plan. That's the plan. When you start making a decision to purchase this tool, that's the plan. Now, when you want to make an investment and say, you know what, I want to build out a full-fledged platform. I want to have courses and all that other stuff. That's when the game starts to change on this particular tool, right? So let's go here. So tier 5, and that's a massive jump. Tier 5 goes from $3.99. Tier 4 goes from $3.99 to $9.99, right? Massive $600 jump. But what you're picking up is you're picking up the course, the create course playlist. That's what you're picking up. So you're basically paying $600 to get access to the create course playlist. So here's what I'll say, right? Let me put my face back on camera here. So here's what I'll say with this. If you really think about this as a monetizing platform for you, that's when you start making these investable leaps. So you got to think, hey, if I'm paying $600 annually or $600 a month or maybe $100 a month for another platform for courses, this can become a substitution for that for a one-time cost of $600. So that's the way you have to start thinking about this. I'm going to try to do a ROI calculation on this particular tool because I think it's much needed and it's much warranted. And some of you guys have seen my videos in the past where I talk about what you actually get paid from YouTube, which is per 1,000 views. It's less than 4 cents and can go as high as maybe 6 cents. But a lot of your hours are being consumed. I can show you, I think I have on another video. I will try, trust me, I will try to find that video and post it here below. If you have not seen it already, is where I do the pure breakdown on podcasts and YouTube and how much you don't really make any money because you get paid on ads after 5 or 6, 7 people got their money, then you get maybe like 2 cents. So if you're getting all your money off the top pay per view or pay per minute, you could do coaching pay per minute. You can do coaching pay per minute on here, and you can do courses as well. So when you start trying to empower the creator, this tool is made specifically for that. So let's get back to what's going on here. So you're basically picking up here, you're picking up the course creators. So $600 you're paying for the create course playlist, which I'm going to show you that and show you how that looks. Now, the game doesn't really start to change in this particular tool. It seems like this is going to be a shorter video than I thought. Maybe some of the walkthroughs, I'll kind of give you some of the walkthroughs, and that may start taking a little bit longer, but I know you need to see it. So let's get back to the program. So you start picking up a tier 6 at $17.99. You start picking up a white label mobile app for iOS and Android right here. And you get the Buzz vertical video like TikTok. This is fire. Now, here's where this changes, right? This is changes for you because it changed for me. Once I got all of this, I was like, oh crap, there's no one on my network to give the Buzz and the TikTok feel. If you want to own your own TikTok for $17.99, your own TikTok, your own brand, then this is where you need to be. I'm going to repeat that, right? So let me put my face on camera because this is really what this is, right? If you want to own your own TikTok experience, and what I mean by that is having different people and different members of your channel upload their own TikTok like or 916 type of videos onto your platform. This is where this is going to happen at this particular tier 6. That's where it's going to happen. If you wake up and roll out of bed and says, listen, I think I can run my own TikTok. I think I have enough people on my platform and my communities to put up videos and do different things like that. That's where you go. You go to the tier 6 license there, right? So that's what you do there. So that's what you pick up there. Now if you want to get the Fire TV, Apple TV, all of that, you start picking up the tier 7. Right? But then if you want the full blown analytics and all that, you add that here as well. Okay. So here's what you're going to need to understand what's going to happen here. This program turns into your own monetization machine once you start moving. And these are the investments you have to make and you have to think about. Once you get into, you can monetize here, right? But then it becomes some serious decision making as you move up, because the tier 4, if everybody wants to be at least on the Streann Studios platform and have an opportunity to make tips, come directly to you, monetize the channel, things of that nature, then tier 4 is where you want to be. If you want to start selling courses and doing things like that, then you pick up the course playlist here. Then if you want to start getting into the mobile app is when you go to tier 6 and above. All right. So a lot of things starts to happen here, right? When you pick that up. Now let me fast forward. So this is tier 8 here, $5,000, right? And $5,000 is a lot, but that's an investment that you're going to make and be like, hey, I'm going to bet on myself. That's fine. So when you go to tier 9, you are literally picking up everything. You got the branded Android TV. You got the Roku TV app. You have all of that. You have the whole kit and caboodle, right? And that's if you want to pick up an app. Now, one thing I will tell you, and one thing I will caution you on, right? If you put out a lot of content and you have a large following and a large community, then this is the space you want to play in, because imagine the money you're making now. Let's say you had all these platforms. Let's say you did Reels and you do a lot on IG, you do a lot on TikTok. If you have a following on IG, TikTok, and YouTube, then you want to play in this space. This becomes an investment in your entire ecosystem and your entire platform. If you don't have that kind of traffic, and if you want to get that, I wouldn't start nowhere near tier 9. I would stay maybe tier 4, tier 5, and grow to that. And here's why I'm telling you that. Because I'm thinking I have that kind of audience. It wasn't until I built out everything and started developing it, working with their team. And their team was like, dude, where's your content? I'm like, dude, I'm already creating content for all these other channels. They're like, and the problem with me is I ended up buying 2 because they were so inexpensive. When I started here, I think I bought 2 tier 3s, right? Initially, because I have for 2 different brands. What I'm finding and what I'm discovering is These are content hogs. You have to have, and most of you out there will probably have one content stream or one content channel. Hats off to you. And if that's you and you have a lot of content to deliver, even to repurpose, I think you need to start playing in the higher space here, because what's going to happen is you're going to make more money off the top by doing courses, by taking people on journeys, by having them have their own platform to post TikTok type videos and stuff like that. Now, when you move into that realm, right, they're going to be running ads, and you're going to get, and maybe the founder, he'll talk about that tonight on our live stream. He's going to give us the percentage of your payout. I want to say it's 50%. I could be wrong, but I thought he said about 50% on revenue split for ads. So he'll correct that. Hopefully that's right, or it's wrong. I know it was more than what I thought. To get 50% revenue split on ads is crazy, right? So for any platform, but they're gonna give you that because they want to make money too. They've opened up a new revenue stream that if people are on your TikTok channel, then they're gonna run ads, and then they have some of their corporate clients that want to run ads on your channel. Then you're gonna get a 50% cut of that. If I'm wrong on the 50%, then I apologize. But if I'm not mistaken, that's probably about what I thought it was. And if it's more, it's less, that's fine. It's more, it's going to be more than anything you're getting anywhere else. So anyway, so if that's 50% is wrong, then it's wrong. I'll probably come in the comments and correct it, or the founder will correct me tonight on. So just, again, charge it to my head, not my heart, because I do not intend for you to get caught up on this 50%. Versus you just getting a revenue split anywhere, right? So a revenue split, and depends on how many people you have on your channel, you can make your money back. I don't know how fast you can make $7,000 back. I just think to buy your own YouTube and your own TikTok for $7,000, that's literally what you're doing. You're buying your own TikTok, your own TikTok, your own YouTube, your own Reels, and you're getting apps, and you're getting Roku, and you're going to be on the Roku channel and all that. That $7,000 is a steal for a lifetime deal. It is. I paid I have a couple apps. So those of you who know me, I have about 4 or 5. I think I have 5 apps now. Just created another app. These are revenue streams that you just don't even think about. You just wake up and just different money is hitting your Stripe accounts and all your different accounts on a daily basis, because I have so many apps out there available. People are downloading it. What I'm into now is I'm into the content distribution business now, but a lot of people are just trying to find ways to create their own platforms. I spent a lot of money to create my own platforms, but I'm bringing a lot of people along with me so they can get exposure as well. So I'm excited for them. And I have the opportunity and ability to do that when I start playing at this space at the tier 9 level in the tier 9 space now. So they're not compliant for Europe. GDPR, I think is what it's called. They said that maybe Q3 of this year, which is, it's not long. So either you're going to make the investment and you'll wait, or you don't make the investment and then they're gone by that time. But if they say, they're different from a lot of founders that come and says, oh, we don't really know. Well, no, they're saying, hey, no, we're actively pursuing this because we know that opens up another revenue stream for us as well. So they are doing that. One of the things I wanted you to take a look at, right? This is not, the reason is this is what some of you guys are saying. How could a tool come here and charge $7,000, right? You can if you're in the product stage of expansion. They're in expansion here. They're not, they have 51 to 200 employees. This is not some boot camp startup boot. This is a full grown business, been in business since 2014, over 10 years. In this span and in this lifespan, that's a long time, right? So they're in the expansion stage. So they're expansion meaning their growth. They're looking for new verticals, right? One of them is the small business market. So again, I can't guarantee anything, right? We don't know. Definitely these days, but And then a lot of things you can do. Let me just, what I'm going to do in this particular video, and I'm going to get into the other ones as we wrap up here. Let me just show you what the studio looks like. So let's look at the studio, just bare bones studio. Again, getting at least a tier 2, which gets you at least pay-per-view. It doesn't get you your own domain, but at least gets you pay-per-view and pay-per-event and pay per minute. Like you, if a person want to meet with you, you can charge pay per minute, and they can say, hey, I know you saw my YouTube video, but you can come on over to my channel and I can talk with you, and then I can charge you pay per minute, or something like that. That's the tier 2, to me, a minimum tier 2. For if you wanted to do something a little different, with a tier 2, you can make $139 back in a weekend, literally. I've done a couple of pay-per-view events here. I've gotten a couple of payouts from the company. I'm really satisfied with what's going on. Let's take a look at the studio at least. Let's at least look at that. So this is the actual studio here. And if you'll notice, it's set up like any other studio, the Streann Studios or something like that. The power, what you have here is these are all the different destinations you can go to here, your Facebook, your YouTube, and RTMP there. But what also you get an opportunity, say, you know what, I'm going to go stream. I'm going to stream on YouTube, and I'm going to stream on TikTok. I don't know. You can't. Can you stream on TikTok? I think you can. Did he say that? And then you could, I don't know if you can stream on TikTok. And then you can go 916 and just stream like this. I mean, you literally could stream like this. And then you can add guests. You can have multiple cameras here, right? You can have multiple camera angles here, right? You can bring your guest in, and remove my face from here. And you can have lower thirds. You can have your logo in the corner. See how my logo sits right there. And you can, once you go live, it starts going live. Listen, so you can add your guests here. You can remove yourself. You can put your name, description, all that other stuff here, right? Let me see here. All right, you can do that. You can add that there. Add your name there, Jenny Jones, lower third, right? You can go here, put that there. You can go lower third there, right? You can have outro and intro clips. You can play video clips that's already loaded here. Let me get back to the landscape mode. So you can do that. And again, this becomes your own streaming platform. You don't need YouTube. You can use YouTube. You can use Facebook. But if you want your own, and then if you wanted to run your own ads, you can definitely do that as well. So this changes the game. This puts more power back in your hands here. So this is the actual studio here. So if nothing else, right? If you did nothing else and you just came here and say, you know what? I just want the studio. I like having a studio. Then that's $69. But if you want the studio and create your own channel and get monetization with membership and tips. So you can charge people, hey, if you want to be a member of my channel, it's $5 a month to be a member. It's $1 a month to be a member of my channel. Well, get 3,000 people paying you $1 a month. That's $3,000 a month. You've already made your money back. Even if you did this, if you went here and said, you know what, I have a new channel that's launching. I want everybody here on. I just gave you a straight blueprint how to make your 7K back. You come here and let's say you got, I don't know, 4,000 members on your channel right now. You just, hey, you know what? Everybody, for a limited time, I'm charging $1 per person or $2 per person to become a member of my new channel where I'm going to start taking some of my premium content to. I'm going to charge you $2 a month right there. And you have 4,000 people. That's $8,000 you can make a month off a $7,000 one-time investment. Let me do the ROI on that really quick. So stand by. I got to do the ROI. I got to do the ROI on that. So you got to see that. It's going to be 1 second. All right. So again, this video is sponsored by Appsumo. All right. So listen, let me tell you what your return will be, right? let me put myself back in my Streann Studio, like I'm going to do an actual, like I'm gonna actually. It's funny because now I'm talking and you can see me inside of the Streann Studio setup. But let me tell you what your return would be, right? And we'll go through the numbers. So we have an initial investment of $7,000, right? $7,000 on a return of over a 5-year period, and you were getting $8,000 a month, right? Is it 8,000? Did I want it to 8,000? Yeah. So your return over a 5-year period would be $480,000, right? This is crazy, right? So your ROI, or your return on investment, is 6,757%, right? On a 7,000. The reason why the return is so high, because you have a one-time capital outlay. You're going to make a $7,000 investment in return or in exchange for $8,000 a month. I call it a fixed payment, because if people are only paying you $2 a month, you got to factor, you can at least make that for 5 years, and you're going to get more people to subscribe to the premium channel if you're doing good content. So, and the way that works is you take the net profit and you divide it by the initial investment, and then you multiply by 100. Excuse me. So I'm telling you, you can make your money. So for initial investment of $7,000, you could literally, your net profit is $473,000, because you've made an investment, and then you receive $480,000 back. Now, as you get the $480,000 back, right, then you start investing in more ways to produce better content and putting up more prevalent content and feeding what your membership committee wants to know. Now, here's what I'll tell you. You can't even make that with over 1 million streams on you can't even make that with 1 million streams on YouTube, or 1 million downloads. Not even you can't make 480,000. I'll probably have to do the math on that, but you can't. By owning your own platform, you have no idea how much money you can actually make. So I wanted to put that out there. That's more if you're just looking. He says, you know what, I'm getting ready to retire, or I want to make a move that either put my own platform up and put other people on my platform and charge them to be on the platform for their exposure. There's a couple different ways you can make your money back. Those are different things I talk about in Hackpack U. Those who are involved in Hackpack U, good for you. So again, hey, this has been Jenny Jones here, Digital Growth Hacks Club. All right, so I'm going to probably go into some of the founder is going to be on tonight. I'm going to go into behind the scenes with some of the apps and different things, and even putting some of the apps together. I'll kind of talk to you about some of the way the app looks, what it took for me to build out the apps, and different things like that. So I have the app. I have the Streann Studio apps, and we'll talk about that. So that'll be my next video. I'm only going to do a part 2. My part 2 will talk about the memberships and the apps. So that's what I'll do. So for this one, I mostly talked about the streaming and the different components and where you should be looking at. Hopefully this was helpful. It has been Jenny Jones. Thank you so much. Don't you guys see my whole platform? You guys like this here? All right. So, hey, you guys have been great. Actually, you know what? Let me show you my channel real quick. I want you to, I always wait to the end to show you different things. So let me show you my channel. All right, so this is my channel and how it will look. It has my own domain name, and it has my own videos. I have some pay-per-view videos, have some free videos, right? What you can do here. These are the total amount of followers that I have under this brand. So I can change that, right? So this is not the total channels that I have, not the total followers for the channel, but this is the total followers for the brand. So I have the ability to change for the brands or just total followers in general. That's what I want to do. So this is my channel. And again, it takes a lot of content. So this one I'm just starting up. I do have another channel. I'll probably show you more of that channel. But this is just kind of, and then these are my free here, and then my pay-per-views are here. So anyway, so that's what we have here. I'm going to show you the app and all that other stuff. And I'm even going to give you guys, if you want to download my app, I'm going to put, I may even put a link in the description, maybe not this video, but maybe next video. And you guys can actually download my app for Growth Vision. And you get an opportunity to experience some of the things I'm going to be doing and going to the next level and taking people with me. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. Hopefully you liked this video. And again, this video is sponsored by Appsumo. They did a good job bringing them back and putting this together. If you want to run your business, take it to the next level, Streann Studio, they got your back. Let's get it. Goodbye for now.